The ritual killing lasted 8 minutes and 46 seconds. Numerically, the digits add up to 18, which is 6 plus 6 plus 6. The ritual occurred on East 38th Street, which is on the same street as the Prince Hall Grand Lodge, half-mile away. This is a Masonic lodge for black people. George Floyd's family hired Benjamin Crump as their lawyer, who is listed as a famous Prince Hall Freemason. George Floyd's twin friend, ex-NBA player Stephen Jackson, is also connected to the Masonic fraternity. The riots began on East 33rd Street, next to garbage can with 666 painted on it. This was in the city of Minneapolis, Minnesota, which has the same acronym MM as Master Mason and Quat. If you flip MM sideways you get 33, the highest degree in the Scottish rite of Freemasonry. 33 is the age Jesus died. 33 reduces to 6. In the third degree of Freemasonry, Masons are introduced to a character called Hiram Abif. In Masonic lore, Hiram Abif is the builder of Solomon's Temple, and is nicknamed the widow's son and Quat. All Freemasons are designated as sons of the widow and Quat. In Masonic lore, Hiram Abif is murdered by 3 ruffians. This ritual is acted out by Master Masons, which involves staging the murder of a candidate. During his arrest, 3 police officers, 3 ruffians, kneeled on George Floyd's body, while he was gasping for air. Derek Chauvin, the police officer, who took the blame for Floyd's death, was originally charged with third-degree murder, fitting for a third-degree Masonic ritual. At one point, Derek Chauvin and Floyd were working security at the same nightclub. I suspect Derek Chauvin is a fake name, and that he is a crisis actor, who may have been used in other false flags events. Photographs have surfaced with an identical man at the Boston Marathon bombing. The reality of crisis actors is validated and irrefutable. People have been tried and convicted for inciting violence at major events and in their testimony confessed to coercion with government and intelligence agencies. An important cultural event such as the George Floyd death would absolutely warrant foul play. The cop shown in the viral video went missing for weeks after the incident and his neighbors never saw him in a police uniform. The ritual occurred on Memorial Day, which honors those killed defending our country. During Masonic rituals, Masons kneel before the grave of Hiram Abif, as a memorial and apos. At George Floyd's funeral, many kneeled before his golden casket. In solidarity with the BLM protests, Nancy Pelosi, alongside fellow Democrats, wore African kente cloth, and kneeled, 8 minutes and 46 seconds, at the Capitol. The name George means farmer or earth worker in Quat. This gives us a clue as to his symbolic identity. George Floyd was cast in the role of Hiram Abif, who represents Osiris. Osiris was the Egyptian god of fertility, vegetation, and the cycles of nature. In ancient Egypt, agriculture depended on its summer floods, which fertilized the land. Perhaps this is why George Floyd pleaded for water, not because he was thirsty. According to Egyptian legends, Osiris was murdered by Set, the god of chaos. The number 8 represents chaos magic. After the ritual was completed, the world experienced total mayhem. All of the looting, rioting, and anarchy were done in the name of the widow's son George Floyd. According to certain Egyptian legends, Osiris died while being locked in a golden casket. This represents the death of the sun. Osiris is the black sun or midnight sun. This is in contrast to Horus the risen sun, Ra the noonday sun, and Set, the setting sun. Celebrities who obsess with gold or covering themselves in gold are emulating gods. It is said that gold is the flesh of gods. During his death speech, George Floyd said, "I can't breathe," 12 times, solar number. He also cried out to his mama, who had been dead for 2 years. Masons, however, have a grand hailing sign of distress, and may plead with their brethren by asking, "Is there no help for the widow's son?" George Floyd was calling out to Isis, the goddess of the mysteries, who became a widow upon the death of Osiris. In his final minutes, George Floyd tells the policeman he is claustrophobic, which is strange under his circumstances, but not for someone being locked in a casket. The autopsy revealed, George Floyd died of asphyxiation or suffocation. Similar to the sun god Osiris, George Floyd was buried in a golden casket. His body was transported by a horse-drawn carriage, which is another solar symbol, as solar deities are often depicted riding a chariot across the skies. Floyd Mayweather is paying for all 4 of his funerals, which are in Minneapolis, North, Houston, South, Charlotte, East, and the 4th to be announced, West. Floyd, May and Weather in his name, would bankroll 4 funerals. The symbolism here alludes to the 4 cardinal points and the 4 seasons in the solar year. 2020 also reduces to 4. George Floyd's final resting spot is Pearland, which is symbolic of Upper Egypt, the kingdom of Set, the god of chaos. The scorpion mace head or scepter of Upper Egypt was pear-shaped. The pear belongs to a family of fruit, which includes the quince, a golden fruit that is said to be the forbidden fruit of Eden, that leads to gnosis. In his death speech, George Floyd mentions 5 body parts that hurt: his face, neck, nuts, knees, and stomach. The Freemasons do a ritual that involves 5 points of fellowship, which are the face, foot, knee, breast, and back. While Masons probably don't grab each other's testicles, the word big feet is a euphemism for being well endowed, so the foot and sexual organs are linked. That being said, Freemasons have some liberty as to where they touch each other. The key here is that there are 5 points of contact. As previously discussed, 8 represents chaos magic and Quat. In Chaldean numerology, the number 46 represents the crown chakra. Considering the word corona means crown, this fits perfectly. George Floyd not only got photographed standing by a Corona beer poster, but he also tested positive for coronavirus. From an astrological perspective, we are entering into the age of Aquarius, an air sign, explaining the attack on our minds. Corona equals crown equals mind. The number 846 refers to 8:46 p.m., the time of the sunset at Minneapolis on May 25. Allegorically, this is when Osiris is killed by Set. The attack on the Twin Towers began at 8:46 a.m. Since Minneapolis, along with St. Paul, make up the Twin Cities, this connects the two rituals. This gives us Twin Towers, Twin Cities, and Twin Brothers. September 11, 2001 and May 25, 2020 are 6,831 days apart. 6 plus 8 plus 3 plus 1 equals 18 times 6 plus 6 plus 6 equals 18. Every day at sunset, the sun is allegorically killed, and descends into the underworld, the world of chaos. This is the domain of the Black Sun Osiris. George Floyd represents Osiris and Quat. He has the Masonic Ordo Ab Jao tattooed on his chest. This is Latin for order out of chaos and Quat, which is the foundation of American military mind control complex and the immediate aftermath of these riots. Immediate military order from the chaos. The ritual was recorded from the Dragon Walk restaurant while Scorpio was rising on the eastern horizon. Allegorically, the sun is killed each day by Scorpio, which is depicted as a scorpion, dragon, or serpent and Quat. It is also the serpent that tempts Eve to eat the forbidden fruit, the quince, which is called Pyrrhus Sidonia. Another major event will be the Ring of Fire at the summer solstice. The summer solstice is the climax of the sun's journey north, to the Tropic of Cancer, which involves maximum light. This year, the sun and the moon will be united at the summer solstice, in the zodiac sign of Cancer, making a ring of fire. This is a rare event. Some consider this a bad omen, as the eclipse will darken the longest day of the year in Quat. Esoterically, eclipses represent a celestial marriage, as the sun and moon are united, which creates a perfect balance of masculine and feminine energies. The child born of this alchemical wedding will become manifested in the first full moon of summer, which is the buck moon on July 5.